Welcome to the UCL Pokemon Draft League.
This is Alex Grimes II, the king
Hello.
himself. Well, am I still the king?
Did I lose everyone?
What?
Huh?
Hello.
Tim?
We can hear you.
Tim?
Fuck. It's already fucked up. All right, we're here with the Violet Conference video. At this time that this video will be out, the Scarlet one should already be accessible for 1 or 2 days, probably. So we're here today with two people from the Violet Conference. First, we have you've seen both of them, but this one you've seen more recently. He was on Fake Out number 3, I believe, with Zazo. It's Bigpugs. How you doing?
What's good, guys? Always happy to be here. Happy to be back. Talk about the UCL.
Yeah, good. Always been a collaborator with everything creative when it comes to the UCL. We also have the commissioner, Facade. Fuck. God damn it. Facade.
You
How you
suck
doing?
at this.
Hey,
I run this shit.
I'm the king.
Huh? Are you? You're not even playing anymore.
Another white texter acting out.
What are you talking about?
He literally
I'm the
doesn't
king.
have his own role on the server. What is he? Who does he think he is?
Huh? I won't
Wait,
take this.
a quick question. Who in this call has clinched their division as of the current moment?
That's crazy. The only time Finibus is ever going to win a champion is under Kevin's name.
You know what? I'm not going to argue with anybody that has a salary that starts with a 1. I've decided that in my life.
Oh, okay. So I guess then you're not
good,
talking to me
yeah.
because I make $1 billion and that starts with a 1. So.
What?
Huh? Yeah.
I think you know what? Fuck it. This is this Violet video. We're gonna go through all the fuck. What is wrong with me? All the standings. Talk about some good and bad players. See who's washed. See who stepped up this season. And we'll go through playoff predictions and give an ode to all the dead people. So, do you have any general comments, in either of you, about the season, how it went, or like what's going on with that?
Trevor, you want to go first with that one?
I thought this season was pretty fun.
Yeah, I think the main point of this season, or the biggest thing about it, was the return of the divisional.
So many people have said, "Dude, divisionals are awesome. This is great."
I'm happy divisionals are back.
I have seen so many people say it. Yeah, I'm keeping this.
That is definitely the biggest, I guess, plus point on this season. Beyond that, I just think it's been, it's a good mix of players. I think the conferences were fun this season. I just think it worked out really well.
Now, I know on the Scarlet Conference, a lot of strong players weren't at the top. Kalamazoo Exam sitting at like barely scraping into playoffs. Did you think Violet Conference shaped out the way it was supposed to? Or do you think like maybe some people were less or more than what they should have been?
I think one thing about the UCL is we're starting to realize, and especially as seasons go on, records don't matter. You're gonna see the same people come in and they're gonna perform, and it kind of just depends on how people look when they go into playoffs. So if you ask me, did everybody win the division that I thought was going to? Kind of. I mean, the highest seed won every division. We came through. We got clinches from people that, we saw we were going to clinch. The only real surprise is Jamie Traynor not making playoffs, and that's not the craziest thing in the
Well,
world.
I don't think that's a major surprise,
Yeah,
really.
So ultimately, yeah, I think Violet Conference shaked up. It had its ups and downs, and I think in the middle of the season there was a period of insecurity. But as we've played the rest of our games and slowly come out, I think this is a pretty reasonable idea or place to see where it would shake up.
So you're saying that everybody that you thought was going to clinch, it actually clinched. You're saying that Eric beating Harry and Galen is not surprising to you.
You said
on,
Violet.
on Violet side.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Violet,
This is
yeah.
the Violet video. You set up the Violet video. You asked two people from Violet to speak about the Violet conference. Then asked a question about what I thought about the Violet conference. So I just answered your question, Alex.
Yes. Very good.
Okay.
So let's just read off the Forsaken people. Sorry, Antonio. Well, no, fuck Antonio. He deserves everything, every bit of pain that he gets, every excruciating moment in his
Speaking
life.
of which,
nothing but
how did your match versus Antonio go this season, Alex? I think you were
So
actually
he
still in
went
the season for that one.
14. He went 4-14 with a negative 37 differential. Oh, you said something?
No, it wasn't important. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay. So 4-14 with a negative 37. Tokyo Tentacruels, that was his first season, I think. 4-14 again.
That was her good season. Her first.
Her first season. Okay. Oh yeah, right. I forgot who it was.
Well, didn't she have the one?
Yeah, she's been in and out before, but this I think works.
Yeah.
Yeah, like real season.
Fat Snorlax 5-13. He's just not getting any better. Come on. LA Slackings.
He did go to TwitchCon though.
Right? He dipped out, I think. 6-11.
He left after he was already eliminated. So.
Oh, okay. Muscle Beach Love Disc. He doesn't give a fuck. 7-10. Emails and Polions. I don't know what he's doing ever. 7-10.
He drafted
Jamie Trainer's
he drafted a new
Boy.
team this season. He didn't draft what's it, like Swampert and
That's 'cause I forced
Hariyama
it.
and
That's because we colluded. That's
Yeah,
because we
took a lot of
colluded.
the sames.
your round one
you-
teams in
you're-
a row.
He took a lot of the sames. I'll give him credit for shaking it up, but it's also because John Carroll, who we'll talk about in a second, is the world's biggest Swampert fan. So I think he just kind of got limited.
Yeah, round one Swampert, round one Cineroar, hilarious.
Rival of mine, Jamie Trainer's Bulky Boys. Somebody stopped him. He's out of playoffs. 8-9.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're welcome. I stopped him when I lost to him on purpose.
Now the one person who's still hanging on to playoffs, West Korean Whirlpool's at 8-9. He could win and go 9-9, right? And he'll have a higher differential.
He is in fact in playoffs. He won his division.
He won. Okay.
Every single player in his division is negative, except for Jim, who is the conference champion, which means he doesn't count as the division winner. So he actually got the arguably the freest pass into playoffs I've ever seen in my life.
Bullshit. Like a losing
Yeah, it's a funny
record
one.
Lock the division.
Yeah. He'll be fifth. He'll be fifth seed going in.
God damn it. James K. Pokemon, he returns this season. Everybody likes him. I'm glad that he's back. 9-8, 6 differential. That was pretty solid for a comeback.
Yeah, this is right where you would expect him to be. He's characteristically kind of the same as Luke or the Pittsburgh Celesteelas in the past. They've kind of always been contentious. They're good friends. They play together, and they're equal level of skill. Or was. John obviously has been kind of out of practice for a little while, so I'm happy to see him kind of catch up. And yeah, kind of, it feels like he landed on his feet, and I'm excited to see if he can, comes back next season and continues to improve and get back to where we saw him back in, season 8 and 9.
All right. And next is Mogadishu Murkrows, 9-8 again. Everybody, a lot of people are 9-8 with 13 differential. Who is this?
That's one of my IRLs. That's a guy I went to high school with. He was like pretty low standing in the past seasons he's been in. So I was pretty surprised when he like kind of turned up this season a little bit. I know I tried to help him when he like joined the UCL because like obviously like I got my friend in. I'm not gonna leave him high and dry, but I know since he's gotten in, he talks to Chris, Luke, Pat Flynn, all like decently regularly, if not like more players.
Okay.
And like, if there's 3 players you're gonna talk to, Chris, Luke, and Pat Flynn are pretty good ones. So
yeah,
apparently he's like, he's really into like actually trying to learn and get better. And he took this season pretty seriously, and it like
And I can echo
it worked
that.
out for him. It's pretty good.
I've heard the same thing, that he is taking a lot of his losses and things on as a very like growth mindset, getting better type thing. And I mean, you can see it. He came up and played as best as we ever seen, and good for him, honestly.
Okay, next is Finnabust. Original leader was the king, the greatest, the best of all time, the future.
Speaking of which, I actually, coincidentally, I went back the other day, just the other day, in fact, and counted every single match from the Finnabust season, including all their wins and losses and differential. Would you like to give me a report on the pre and post post leader change, or are we just gonna let that one float?
So, what happened was, I had a lot of stuff going on in my life. I was busy. I'm a busy man.
Oh, of course.
I got stacks, I got bitches, okay? Don't disrespect me.
That is true. I do hear he has both of those things.
So I had to give it away to Kevin Neary.
True. Somebody honestly in greater need than yourself of a chance.
He told me that if anything went wrong in my season, he would take over my team.
And honestly, he needs wins more than you do. If you don't get wins,
life.
you have stacks
king.
and you have bitches. And if he doesn't get wins, what does he have? So.
And I'm a king.
And you're the king.
And having two previous championships, I think he's one of the closest people to reach my sort of stratosphere in UCL. So I decided to bequeath the Finnabust leadership to him for now. He's 9-8 with a 15 differential.
Wow, that was really generous of you.
Yes. But I did see that Suicune, what was up with that? He just something happened with Suicune in that one game.
He didn't want to listen.
Yeah, apparently Suicune just well, here's the thing, Alex. I don't need to tell you, but Suicune chose you. He could never really compete under any other trainer. So yeah, if you go back, you can see that Suicune and Kevin had some disagreements in the locker room, and unfortunately, some of those were aired out on national television, as you saw with the Suicune just biting Kevin on live. This kind of ended with the termination of Suicune's contract, directly after the game. And the commissioner looked over and reviewed the case and decided Suicune has been suspended this season for until further notice, pretty much.
Yeah,
I've been looking all over and I haven't found him.
Yeah. I really, it was a big surprise to me too, because as long as I've been here, I've always seen Suicune kind of behave pretty well, good member, really honestly kind of a model member of the community of the entire league. Really really pulls his weight. It sets a shining example for others to follow, and this was a big heel turn for me. I was very surprised by it. I didn't really know what it was all about, but I thought maybe Suicune just could use some time away from the lights and the cameras and the press, and just use it to refocus himself and get himself recentered for next season, or maybe if he needs more time, a season after, or however long it takes until he's ready to come back to competition.
Some background to it. He's me being the Suicune's chosen trainer, chosen king actually. He has confided in me a lot of mental health issues. I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to air his dirty laundry, but when you are separated from the one that you have chosen to lead you into battle, that could take a toll. And I really hope that Suicune, if you're watching this, please come back. We miss you, but also take your time. I want you on Finnabust as a positive leader of the Finnabust locker room. And if you're not ready, then I understand.
Suicune, Alex sees you as a Pokemon, yes, but more than overall, I can say that he sees you as a friend, and he's worried for you.
I think he would go so far as to say, and really all of us, I think I speak for all of us when I say, Suicune, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I couldn't beat him. All right, next is Pittsburgh Celesteela. Always strong. I think 10-7 with a 5 differential is kind of weak for Pittsburgh Celesteela.
Yeah, I would agree. The only issue with that statement is he did kind of get an unfortunate roll of the dice, seeing that a weaker trainer left Finnibust and was replaced with Kevin Neary.
Who was that?
The balance of his division was kind of shaken up, as well as, the aforementioned Mike Mogadishu Murkrose saw a lot of player improvement as well. So while I agree that Luke's 10-7 record maybe might not come up to what you would think of him, you kind of have to also kind of value the fact that his division is probably what most players would consider to be the hardest one in the UCL.
I think it is actually inarguably the hardest division in the league right now.
So to be the first player in the Violet Conference, Alex, don't interrupt me. I'm speaking. So to be the first player in the Violet Conference to lock a wild card I think, is a great performance from Luke.
How dare you disrespect the king? Hello?
Hello?
Is someone
How dare
talking,
you
Tim?
disrespect me? First, you said that there's an easier player. Did somebody take over between me and Kevin? I don't understand what you're talking about.
I think Tim was in the middle of something there.
No, there was no player between you and Kevin.
All right, so that's just a fallacy then, talking about who's somebody's better than somebody else.
Was it a statistical fallacy, Trevor? Because I know earlier you alluded to some numbers that you had available to you, and now I feel like they've come up in conversation. So at this point,
so
I feel like
We don't really.
Anyway,
Big man reasons.
big man. All right.
North Korean nose pass. That's Bigpugs, Tim. 11-6 with 11 differential. How do you think that your season went overall?
I think my season is kind of characterized by a going away tour. Not so much to myself in the UCLLB here, but to a format that was kind of mine as a commissioner. This field to me it was my kind of goodbye to everything I worked on, and truly next season is I'm no longer I don't have any control over this. And with that, I kind of put together a bunch of pieces that I kind of wanted to parade into the sunset, as I called it. So I have Mega Caesar and I have Como with the Z moves. To me, my team is not the best. Sure, it's going to compete. We're going to go in, but this is more a sentimental thing to me of just making sure I'm the person to see those Pokemon out of the league. And the last season they're available to us, just be the one who gets to play them the last time.
Okay, that's well said. What do you mean? What do you mean they're the last available? What's going on?
So next season we'll be moving into the new format, Generation 9 with Terrastal. That will include the removal of both Z-Move and Mega, which is what I said, which is Como with his signature Z-Move as well as Mega Caesar.
Huh?
Turn 26.
Okay. So
Terrastal
Mega
Psychic.
Caesar and Como with Z-Move is removed. Okay. I got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
regular
Caesar
Caesar
was-
and regular Como will both be here, but no Z move Omni Boost and no Mega Stone.
Okay. So no more Mega Suicune.
Alex, I actually have some good news for you. I don't think that's a real Pokemon, so I actually think Suicune's going to be exactly the same.
Well, whatever. Melonic Selgor, 12-5. He's always sitting up there. I don't see and nothing changed. The 19 differential. He's still ugly. But he's got his what?
Huh? Kid Chef.
He's also
Right.
he's
Kid
also
Chef.
getting married this weekend. So
True.
congratulations to him on that.
Actually, it's on Monday,
congratulations.
so
Whatever.
Congratulations to Tokyo Tentacruels and Melonic Selgors for their matrimony. Holy matrimony.
Kid Chef.
Honestly, Armand this season it has been the most stereotypical Armand season you've seen. I always kind of relate Armand's style to the drunken master style of like karate or any type of martial arts. Nothing he does ever looks like it makes sense. It doesn't look like it's good. It really truly looks like he's a bad player, but at the end of the day, you look at the score sheet and he's always at the top. I love this kid. This is my not favorite in sense of who I think is going to win the UCL champion, but I spoke to Jamie, who is again, like we said, the 9th seed or whatever, and we have agreed that this is pretty much the best timeline for him to win the UCL this season.
Right.
He has Thwacky.
Yeah, he's Thwacky.
Commissioner, I think this is the highest you've ever been on the leaderboard, on the standings ever. Is that true?
Yeah, I guess this is the highest like place standing, 2nd seed
12 and
that I've
5
had.
and
But
19.
also, I've had like better records. It's just
Yeah,
I've had
better
better record in a conference filled with other better records. So yeah, relatively second seed is
Right. And then finally, the creator, Clad's Philadelphia Furos, the runner-up for season 14, 16-2 with a 52 differential. That's the highest differential of the entire UCL, the highest record of the entire UCL. He's topped Violet Conference. I think he ran away with this one.
Me and Trevor have had many a conversation about James Haig's approach to this season, and my comments are as follows. Within the UCL and within draft systems, there's always these awkwardly placed Pokemon within the system that either get punished or gain value by just the virtue of our tiers. They're not perfect. You can't perfectly value every single Pokemon. Some things are perfect when played well. Some things are low tiered when played poorly. That being said, there are certain Pokemon that absolutely are in tiers that are too low for them when played well.
Right.
But have issues when played by a bad player because they don't really pull up to... it's hard to tell. It's hard to explain. But anyway, James has taken a surgical approach to this season, has taken all fun out of the roster. There is no spirit, there's no soul to this. It is winning alone. He has absolutely went into the system and said, how can I get the most value out of every single point, and just focus on winning. That could be taken two ways.
If you have the rosters up, can you go ahead and read off his team?
Yeah, I have it right here. He has Mega Gallade as his tier 1.
Yeah, we'll discuss each one as we go by, just to go real quick too. Mega Gallade across most venues is considered the best Mega across all draft formats. Just the best neutral breaking plus coverage to anything to hit. Mega Gallade across the board, probably top 5 Mega. So yeah, continuing.
For his tier 2, he has Kirem,
which we've had a lot of power in the past, as well as the highest base stat total in tier 2, the coveted dragon type. We've seen Kirem, the other version, get banned out next season. The access to the move Freeze Dry, I don't think I need to explain that. Kirem's fucking disgusting. We have Greninja at the next tier, which has been highly contentious. I was the Greninja owner last season, and I complained the entire season that this Pokemon was under-tiered. I don't know why it's still here. It's problematic in this tier. It used to be in a higher tier, was lowered down to this tier. Against the best wishes, yeah, Greninja is without a doubt the best tier 3. We have Jolteon.
Yeah, I with Greninja being in since I'm in charge, I thought I could explain my thought process here. As far as moving Greninja from tier 3 to tier 2, which was like a discussion, I how you say forgot to move him.
And just continuing through, we have Jolteon, who's the fastest Pokemon in Tier 4. It's an evolution. I don't really need to explain that beyond really, really good value for its low tier. And then in the back, you just have things like Landorus Therian, which, if you're a Pokemon player, I do not need to explain why Landorus Therian's a decent Pokemon. Caesar, same exact situation, just the best Pokemon in UU history across all boards. And then you just have these really solid surrounding pieces like Steelix and Togetic and Sableye that like might not be on the scoreboard the best Pokemon in the world, but have seen definitive excellent use in this league. This is James' last hope at just going for a win. He is no nonsense. He is focused. And you're right, this is the best we've seen him do, and this is truly, I think, James Tay gunning for his season 15 win.
This is definitely the best opportunity for James to win this season. Excuse me, I gotta drive right now. So the king has places to be. But yeah, for sure, he definitely hacks the draft pool, and I could just see him during the IRL draft, him just scheming in the corner, looking ugly.
True, I did see him
unshaved.
scheming in the corner.
Yeah. With his foreign girlfriend. He stole that from me. He learned that from me. Actually,
He did learn. Yep, I agree.
So so been here since season 1. Started the UCL. Has never come away with a championship, but he's always been somewhere along the contender. He's been in the talk each time.
Alex, speaking of things he learned from you, he actually, I just noticed, where there's one Pokemon on his roster we didn't talk about, he actually drafted a fan favorite Gen 2 water type, which also sounds very similar to something perhaps he could have learned from you, a very popular Gen 2 water type.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
See, when you want to be a king,
he couldn't
you have to
have Suicune because Suicune chose you, so I guess he settled for Totodile.
Yeah, of course. So when you want to be the king, you got to try to imitate greatness, as one might say. He's calling himself Emperor Glad. Since I'm already the king, he can't be an emperor. There's probably some wimpy ass no-name nation probably that he's ruling over. But he's trying his best to be me. And
he also his name is not just Emperor Clads. It's actually exclamation mark Emperor Clads, which may look innocent to some people, but for those in the know, the exclamation point comes earlier alphabetically than the letter A in Discord sorting. So he literally just put an exclamation point there, so he would show up at the top of the list of people online.
Disgusting. He's trying so hard, and he's not even gonna win. Eric's gonna win. Lord Eric will win the season.
True, you did bless him.
Anything?
I have comments on that later.
Anything else surprise you guys about the seeding, the standings before we move on?
No, I think we touched on it shortly. We'll touch on it one last time, just so we know. Probably one of the more upsetting things this season, or more shaking. We didn't really see the Muscle Beach Love Disc play their games. That is one thing that is to note, that this conference probably would have looked a lot different if he was active. Just wanted to kind of point that out, and just knowing that does kind of move everybody's record up a little bit, maybe a game or two, just by seeing him not really compete.
Yeah, and for sure, like, if we assume that like seeds equals like player skill, which by no means should you, but if for some reason that's what we're going with, then as like a second seed player, I lost my match to him. So it's not like, yeah, he's good. Like, if he'd actually been active in the season and played his games, definitely could have looked a lot different. Just busy happens.
Yeah. A lot of grown men playing Pokemon will have an issue like going through the entire season. Sometimes it's a little bit too long, but we still make it happen.
You could say sometimes you accidentally bite off more than you can chew. You might get something that you choke on a little bit.
Yeah. But you got to just power through it sometimes, and it's a big season. Big.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta just grit your teeth and bite the pillow and just take it.
Yeah. So that being said, there's a lot of tough matches this season. Some shockers happened. What are you guys' favorite matches going on?
So I'll go first, and this is kind of what I want to discuss about the Eric situation. I have made it a very clear point, and this is nothing against the guy, that playoffs and regular season are two different things. And I've seen a lot of confidence come from that side. So the replay that I want to point out and kind of give a story behind it. Is one of Eric's few losses this season to Sam Time. And I don't know. If
Actually, that is currently Blues Clues.
It was Sam Time when he played. So Eric will know this season. That loss is his most embarrassing loss of the season to Sam, a guy who didn't make playoffs. I have told Eric many times that if a good player is going to play against him, he's going to lose. This is the point that I want to realize that 5 minutes before that game, Sam entered the call and said, "Hey, Tim, do you want to look at my team?" And immediately I added that crab onto his team. That is a 40-tier Pokemon. So I just want to be very, very clear that playoffs are different than regular season. And something like that, a player is going to look at your team, a player is going to make decisions and bring sets that are actually going to do something. And I just kind of wanted to pull that replay up as one that was my favorite, knowing that, like, yeah, sometimes good sets do really well. And you got it. I don't know. So,
Yeah,
Sam Time versus Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah.
That's my little call out, my little favorite match of the season.
You want to go over like what happened in there? Do you have the video?
Yeah, I mean, I could pull it up, but it was mostly off memory. We saw Crabominable come off lead. Just immediately take, I think it was 90% of the Lopunny's HP into the entire Cinderace and like Gujarhisi, right? It was crazy. It took like most of the team. Just absolutely went bonkers. Just a very simple set with the Sash and Protect. But again, like I said, it's one of those things where once good players are actually looking at your format, you're not going to get the lazy wins. And yeah, just one of my favorite replays of the season, just seeing a 40 go absolutely nuts on one of the better teams in the league.
Right. So that video should have been playing during the time during when this video comes out. The game should have showed up when this video comes out. But adding on to you bringing up Sam Time Blues Clues versus Chesapeake Bay Circuitries, I believe. They did say 2 out of the 3 people that talked on the last video said that Eric was the weak link in playoffs. That his record was bloated and like he might have a round 1 exit.
Oh, I'm not going to be that mean. I think he can definitely make it out of round 1. I think
he's proven it so far. That he's doing something right.
I'll give him like I can see him in semis. Do I think he's gonna make it there? No. I don't. It's not that I think he's a bad player. It's not that I think his record is unreal and it's so crazy. I just think there is a air of confidence that comes with it that he needs to understand that his record is no different than coming into the playoffs at 9-8. And nobody sees him different than the Eric who came into playoffs or tried to come into playoffs at 9-8 or 10-10 or whatever his past seasons are. And if you like want to be good and you want that, like, I don't know, just that air of confidence, you got to prove it. And that's like, I don't know. This was one of those things where it's like, dude, I've been there. I was undefeated 3 seasons in a row. I cakewalked my way into finals 3 seasons in a row. And I understand now that who the fuck cares? It doesn't mean anything, you know? So I hope it comes from me the best, but it's just like, yeah, something like that. That good record coming in, these standings coming in, everyone knows they don't matter. Or at least should know at this point.
And what was I going to say? Any other games that you want to talk about?
Trevor, do you have one?
Yeah, I mean, like, not to like pull my own games or my own wins or whatever, but just like the games I played are by and large the ones I remember most distinctly because I was in them, you know, like it's
you were
just
there.
it's how it goes. Yeah, I wasn't like yeah. So I thought my match versus Jim was a very funny one. As honestly, the match does not really look especially like it's really going either way too much for a large portion of the beginning of the match. In fact, I think especially at a point the match is 4-4 on both sides, and I think looking at it by a lot of metrics, it actually looks kind of worse for me because I've lost like a Victini and a Gardevoir, and all Jim has lost is a Togetic and a Jolteon, which like trading Victini for Jolteon at one point in the match, which I did, not exactly the kind of trade you want to make. But then Amoonguss just sits in front of his entire team, and he apparently doesn't know how to bring like super effective moves, so it just kind of works out. Also, did not know Spore was a 100% accurate move. I don't know if he was joking in chat. He says like, "How did you hit all those?" And I'm like, Are you talking about sleep powder? Like this is Spore.
Yeah.
they land. That's how it works.
That's why we got Amoonguss.
Yeah, that's why the Pokemon is tiered the way it is. I don't...
You think I'm using little funky old sleep powders? This is Spore.
Yeah.
Big Spore.
That was a fun game to watch too, especially from the side of behind the scenes. Trevor has been kind of offhandedly looking at Amoonguss the entire season, and kind of he came in.
I think more than just this season. I've had my eyes on him for a very long time.
Yeah, he has just always been like, yeah, I don't know. It's just I really want it. And I believe that was either his first or second game with Amoonguss. And it just was one of those things where it was like, nice. Yep.
Always been like a, for truly years, has been like a, I'm going to play Amoonguss eventually. It'll happen eventually.
Cool.
So it was nice to see it, come the first time, or first or second game it ever did.
Yeah, right. Really early, just come full circle instantly. Like, oh yeah. How about that? I also... It was a Mega Garchomp, who is a very powerful Pokemon, and versus a Togetic, who is not as exceptionally powerful. But I did like seeing my Dragon Ground type 1v1 the Fairy Flying type. I thought that gave me a chuckle.
Cool. I do have some experience with Amoonguss as well, if you didn't know.
Oh, really?
Yes, I actually
You probably bought like really standard sets, though. You didn't innovate at all.
No, I'm an innovator. The kids
really?
always bring something new to the table. You know that back then there was this item called Bright Powder. You know about that?
What did that do?
Wait, I've never heard of that. Is that not like in the game anymore? I don't know.
It's banned, unfortunately, in the format, so you can't use it anymore. But back then, I think I'm actually the reason why it got banned. It's just I was just so powerful with it. So it slightly decreases accuracy moves. So
Okay.
So it's good to have. That's a chance though. But you want to increase that chance, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably because you said only slightly. I don't want just a slight, chance.
You want like something to get in their eyes, right? Something to blind them, like make them miss, right?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. like something bright like the powder.
Yeah, exactly. You want to double down on brightness. So
okay.
what do you turn? So what do you usually use to like turn up the light in a dark place? A flashlight. Light.
Yeah. Okay.
Flash. Then it hit me. It hit me. One of the squires came up and said, "But sir, Amoonguss has flash." And that's when I knew I was gonna run flash, bright powder.
What does flash do?
So flash lowers accuracy on the opponent. Do you know that?
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, exactly. So, but like accuracy, they're still gonna hit sometimes. So it's good to like also have something that's kind of tanky, something that maybe can regain HP. And Amoonguss has this move called Regenerator that heals when you switch out. So you flash a couple times, you put him to sleep, and then guess what? Oh, you think you're low? You think Amoonguss is low? You just hop out of there. Now you're 30% stronger.
So you could say that bright powder I'm flashing, pull up on you from deep like Steph Curry I'm splashing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Was that off the top?
That does sound pretty
That was
broken.
actually off the top bars.
That was off the dome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand why they would want to ban that. That does sound really oppressive. Honestly, very very troublesome to deal with, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Well, bright powder on my neck, shiny. So.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Next
In
segment
fact, I was actually in the beginning of the season. I was looking at your team while you were still coaching, and I thought it was honestly pretty shiny.
right. Exactly. Blinding.
Yeah, I was about to say blinding.
The next segment was playoff predictions. We talked a little bit already, but we didn't really say anything for the. We didn't say anything for the Violet. We just talked about Eric. What do you think is gonna happen for this Violet conference? Who's coming out on top here?
I mean, we talked about it earlier. We were talking about like Jim, like truly just building a team designed to win, and I think it has worked pretty well. I think there's a pretty good chance that Jim makes a pretty deep venture into the bracket, if not going entirely all the way.
So they were talking about the commissioner's curse in the last video. Do you think that Jim has the commissioner's curse, or he has created it, but he will never win it?
Has a commissioner never won?
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yep.
We're all like upper level players as far as the relatively as far as it goes too. That's crazy.
It's actually really funny that we're all in the same conference, the 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, that is. Look at that. All four of us. Look at us holding hands. We're so cool.
Yeah, that actually, I didn't even notice that until right now.
That's so cool.
It's dope.
So we have. You guys think that Jim's gonna run away with it as he's done so far? His team's just so strong.
I have a different feeling.
Go ahead.
So I went in and I kind of talked about Jim's team, and I talked about how you go in, you got the most value from each and every tier. That is definitely a way to draft a team, and that team kind of ends up being what can be considered a Swiss Army knife. It deals with every situation as effectively as it can, which you could argue is good team building. I have a different philosophy about team building. I think teams should have a purpose. They should have a style. They should have a way that they approach the game, and they have a way they should try to win. They should have an identity. And a lot of the times when you approach the game from an identity perspective, you can lose to other identities. It's a matchup. It's the same way like the Golden State Warriors like to shoot a lot of threes, but the Sacramento Spurs might play through the post. You need an identity for your team. Where Jim's team might be what you consider a masterclass of drafting, I'm going to go ahead and say that Trevor in this call's team is the opposite side of that same coin. There is a very clear identity. Pieces work really, really well at their value. The team is flexible. Everything has a place. It is a very, very solid looking roster. And, we discussed about it a little bit in this match, but he beat Jim in the 1v1. So I could see Trevor absolutely pulling out all the way. I'll never count out Luke, and Kevin's a 2-time champion. So in my opinion, I see Jim, Trevor, Luke, or Kevin. I am discounting myself, and sadly I'm discounting Armand. I just don't think we have what it takes to go all the way through anymore. But yeah, I see it as a pretty open conference between those four, and Mike and John are welcome to surprise me.
Yeah, I definitely, as far as this is like my 6th season competing, and I think I've been in playoffs every time. Historically, never done well in playoffs. I think I've ever 2 times I've made it past the first round, and 4 times gone out in the first round. I think this roster plus where mentally and skill wise I'm at, and my commitment to trying to win and my roster's ability to do so, I think the best shot I have ever had at making it as far as I can.
Absolutely.
Okay, so any sleeper picks or people that are washed?
Washed is me.
You already answered. I think you answered everything all at once.
Yeah,
But,
I just wanted to be
Trevor?
very clear. Anybody who thinks that there is just no way.
You are simply the gatekeeper. If somebody loses
season,
to you, they simply did not have what it takes.
I'll say it now. Next season, I'm going to put a better foot forward. There is just no chance I do anything. I also said Armand, and then my sleeper is Trevor. I think if Trevor meets Jim, he wins 8 times out of 10.
Trevor?
I don't know as far as running away with the whole bracket, but after the kind of like blow up season I've seen, I'd like to see Mike pull out a win in like at least the first, if not even
that'd be
like
cool.
second round. I think that would be really cool. Like as someone who is like
Mike the first? Oh, well, Orange, but Mike and Orange will be the two first-time playoffs contenders, correct?
let me take a look.
Yep. Mike and Orange.
Yeah, everyone else is made a
Orange
playoffs.
doesn't
before.
really count, so
Yeah, because he has made playoffs in plenty of
Yeah.
other leagues. He's just never been here before.
so Mike will be the first real playoff contender. So good for him.
So hopefully the first time nerves don't get to him. But as somebody who actually knows him in the real world and not just on a computer, like I'd like to see that. That'd be cool.
Awesome. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you to Bigpugs, Tim, and Trevor, Facade for coming onto the video. Next video is gonna be playoffs. So I'm looking forward to it. We didn't get any season matchups this season for videos. That really just had to do with my life. I was going through it, but now I'm over the hump. So definitely more videos are going to come out. You guys have anything else to say to the other UCL people who are going to watch this and nobody else?
Yeah, Alex, I think I speak for everyone when I say, hearing you go through bad times was great, and we kind of really just hope you go through trials and tribulations again. Collectively, we were all kind of plotting on your downfall, and it was nice to have a season without you where we could like relax and actually enjoy ourselves. So, thank you to you for finally leaving us alone.
You want me to struggle because I'm built up afterwards, right?
No.
What?
Maybe it was just like the way Tim phrased it. So let me try taking a stab at this. I think he said he wants you to struggle because he wants you to suffer, because he wants things to be difficult for you and to be painful.
I'm a UCL player. I'm a UCL player, Alex. I want you to know that I'm a hater first and a UCL player second. I just plot and brood and I seethe. I just want the worst for you.
Oh, okay. Like haters are your motivators. So
No.
in reality, you're just trying to help out a friend. Thanks.
The only motive I have is to kill you.
I'm not picking up what you're putting down. Are you saying you just want me to have a bad time?
Yes. Pure malice.
Why?
Nothing else.
What?
I do not like you on a personal level.
Is this like a race thing or like?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like royalty. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Actually,
I understand.
I've actually talked to Tim about this multiple times. Any adjective that could describe you, such as like your race or like royalty or like truly anything you could really come up with to describe you, Tim actually hates all of those things.
See, Alex, racism is a funny deal because you can say I hate you because you're black, which is not true. I hate you so much that I have applied my hatred to you to other people. So my hatred is not based in other things. It is based in you personally that I have applied you to everybody else. So it's
Tim was actually a really nice, like caring person.
So
Before
you're
you
always
came
thinking
around,
about
and now he is a very spiteful, hateful person because you have done this to him.
Sort of like a
existing.
Sasuke Itachi thinking about you is like my hatred for you is what fuels me through most days.
Really, what gets you out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
At least I'm giving someone morale, I guess. It's been hard for me, and at least like my suffering is doing some sort of good impact in the world. And now I'm up. Now I'm rich.
Yes,
now I'm balling.
Yeah,
I'm successful now. Ha!
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I speak for everyone. Where I hope that ends soon. I hope something bad happens.
What? Trevor, do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, I actually have some choice words for the UCL. Penis poo poo. Balls.
Inspiring. That's gonna be it. This is Alex Grimes II, the king himself. We'll see you on the next video, first round of playoffs.
Nice.
That's hurtful, guys.
Good.
What?
Bully Alex on his own show.